Minestrone is one of those dishes that takes me right back to my childhood. And you get a minestrone which is 2 or 3 days old, and it's just the best. And it gets better. It gets better.
OK.
Pretty good.
Show us how you make yours.
OK, so olive oil.
And a good amount of it.
A good amount of it. Now, you notice that we've got garlic, but it's not finely chopped. It's done in chunks. So that goes in, along with onions. Now, a fair amount of onions, and celery heart, and some carrots. And these are the carrots that we picked. This is the savoy cabbage. So now, because I've got, so you've got all those lovely juices. And now we'll get some water. Now we add cold water. Potatoes, so chopped up. OK. Passato di pomodoro, or tomato puree. This one is Antonietta's homemade tomato with an E sauce.
She makes good sauce, but she can't spell.
Very good, can't spell, but we don't want her to spell. So I give it a good sort of third of a bottle or so. You see, it's already given it this really lovely sort of colour. Now, at this point, I'm going to add a couple of really good pinches of salt, but we don't put pepper in at this point. Bay leaves in there, just a couple of bay leaves. And then we just let that come to the boil before we put our beans in.
So how long is the cooking time overall?
An hour and a quarter, an hour and a half, that sort of thing. Put the beans in at this point, and the rice.
Now tell me about the rice.
OK, well, this is carnaroli. It's probably my favourite. It's a small but nice and fat type of rice. For a soup, it's just beautiful. You know those beet leaves and the spinach that we picked? I'm not going to put too much in. There we go. And we're going to cook that probably for about 20 minutes. You can start to smell that sort of minestrone smell.
It's beautiful.
Some parsley.
So this is not garnish, it's
not garnish,
flavour.
This goes in for flavour. At this point, you know, you've grated all the cheese away and you're left with the crust. So what you do is really just take that wax off and then basically cut it into little cubes, like so. Right? And then we're just going to throw those in. And what'll happen is it'll melt, but
not completely.
Not completely. They'll be a little bit firm, a little bit hard, and you're using up something which I've seen a lot of people throw away. And at this point, we finish the seasoning off. There you go. A couple of nice pinches. Then we're putting some freshly cracked pepper.
Beautiful.
As I said before, it's probably better tomorrow.
It looks pretty good today.
But, you know, it'll be okay. Now, all that's left to do is put a little bit of this beautiful grated parmesan on top. Very Italian. A little bit of beautiful green olive oil. And you can smell that.
Oh, the olive oil is beautiful.
The olive oil is beautiful. The parmesan is beautiful.
That is one hell of a soup.
That's a minestrone.
It is a minestrone.